with whoever the Bulls hire as their new management and their new GM and their new coach, will it be the same old with the Chicago Bulls going forward? Or can we hope for optimism with this team, with ownership, with new management, and with the new coach? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Bulls podcast. My name is Corey, so let's get straight into it. So as we know, the Chicago Bulls are in a perfect position to just totally restart everything from top to bottom. They've gotten rid of Arturas Karnisovas. They've got rid of Mark Eversley. I don't think that Billy Donovan is going to be there next year. Great coach, but I think that with all the moves with all the moves that the Bulls have made this year, I think that they might as well just and I hope the best for Billy Donovan. He's not a terrible coach by any means. He's not a bad coach by any means, but they might as well just start over with the coaching as well. Just start off with a full, clean slate. And I hope that whoever comes in and becomes the GM for this Chicago Bulls team, I hope that they can do a much better job than what Mark Eversley did. And in regards to the coach, I think that this Bulls team, which we don't have a lot of returning players, but I think historically the Bulls do well with coaches who have a great philosophy, or they're more so like a hard nosed coach, defensive minded, like Thibs was. So, in my opinion, I'm hoping that the Bulls choose a coach like that. I don't know what you guys think about that, but let me know what you think in the comments here. But I think that the Bulls would do well with that type of coach. And you hear rumors um, about the Bulls possibly looking at Thibs, a return for Thibs coaching the Bulls. I highly doubt that would happen. I highly doubt that. But that's the type of coach that this Bulls team usually thrives with. Again, we thrive with two types of coaches historically with the Chicago Bulls. Someone who has a great philosophy like Phil Jackson, or like a hard-nosed, defensive-minded coach, Tom Thibodeau, Scott Skiles. Okay, off the top of my head, those are, if I'm not mistaken, those are like three of our most successful coaches that we've had with the Chicago Bulls. Off the top of my head, maybe I'm forgetting somebody, but that's what they all share in common. Phil Jackson, Thibs, Scott Skiles, either they're highly philosophical or they're defensive-minded and hard-nosed coaches. No nonsense type of coaches that really squeeze the best out of all of their players. If you notice that, okay. So the Bulls are in a fantastic position. The Trailblazers, they got the win in their playing game the other day. So the Bulls are getting that 15th pick in this upcoming 2026 NBA draft. And so the Bulls right now, they're slotted to select ninth um, in this upcoming 2026 NBA draft. Now the draft lottery is next month. Let's just hope that the Bulls can move up from 9. Let's hope we can jump up to 1 or 2. I mean, with the way that this season has gone, all the trades that we made, the way that we started off, I mean, this has just been I've never seen a season like this. I don't think from any NBA team off the top of my head, especially not, I know I've never seen this from the Chicago Bulls ever. Um, Start the season off great, get into a slump, then we get back on track, and then before you know it, we just kind of back and forth. We winning a few games in a row here and there. Now we're losing a few games in a row here and there, and then out of nowhere, just all the trades happen. What was it, 7 or 8 trades that the Bulls did? So with all of that up and down, with all the trades, with all the changes and things like that, with all the new players, and with the new incoming management, whoever that's going to be, I really think that with all that stuff that happened with the Bulls, I really think it would really help if we can get a top 1 or 2 pick. I mean, even top 3, but really, really top 2. If we can get the number 1 pick or the number 2 pick in this NBA draft, that could really change the Chicago Bulls team, especially number 1, as we all know. In my opinion, I think that the number 1 pick is going to be AJ Dubnsa. That's what I believe. Peterson from Kansas is, some speculation with him in regards to him possibly, what do you call it? I'm forgetting the term here. I'm drawing a blank. But with Peterson just doing the whole um, goodness, why am I drawing a blank here? What is the name of that when you feel like you don't want to play in the game? Load management, possibly. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if he's intentionally doing that or if he really was going through something personal or had some injuries that he was dealing with that was causing him to not play as much. So there's some things going on with him in regards to that, and I think that's really hurting his draft stock. I don't know if it's true or not, but these are just things that I'm hearing around the internet. So I think that AJ Demancia will be that #1 pick, and if the Bulls could get him, pair him up with Bazelis and Giddey, that will be some great pieces to build around right there. And then plus that 15th pick as well, great pieces right there. And then also you consider the Bulls have, $65 million in cap space this summer. So they can go out and get some shooters. They can go out and get some defensive-minded players. They can go out and get a star player. I don't know what star player is really available that would really suit what the Bulls are going to be trying to do. But they've got some money to work with. So they can always go out and get some solid bench players. They can get some solid pieces with that cap space that they have. They have $65 million in cap space, which is that's a good amount of cap space. I think the Bulls are like top 3 in available cap space amongst teams this NBA offseason. So the Bulls can make some noise, in free agency. And then who knows, maybe they got some trades up their sleeves in the summer. I don't know. But the Bulls right now, they're in a great position to just reset everything, get a fresh new start. And like I said, you just hope that it's not the same old. They hire a GM, and the GM is not communicating well with ownership, or there's a lot of indifferences going on and disagreements, and they have a great coach, but the coach isn't being given a good supporting cast to even work with in regards to players. So you just hope that things like that don't continue, because we kind of saw that even with Hoiberg. Hoiberg came in, and you can instantly see a difference in the way that the team ran when they had Fred Hoiberg. So of course, as we all know, he wasn't hard nosed. He didn't seem defensive minded at all. He wasn't like a highly philosophical coach. But you see what I'm saying? Those are the types of coaches that we really have the most success with. Now, one thing I did like about Hoiberg, and I instantly saw this when he replaced Thibs. Now, one thing I did like about Hoiberg was how the ball moved. I felt like his agenda was to spread the ball more, but then at the same time, when Hoiberg was hired, the NBA was definitely going through a lot of changes in regards to teams shooting a lot more threes, teams scoring a lot more points and things like that. So I attribute it to just the way the NBA was going at the time, and the way that it's still going now, and then also some of Fred Hoiberg's coaching style mixed in with that as well. And you can clearly see it, because with Tom Thibodeau, again, he was always defensive minded, grit and grime type coach. Go out there and give it your all, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when we hired Hoiberg, I felt like the ball moved a lot better. I felt like the players seemed a lot more free, but that doesn't always equal success. I mean, we weren't a terrible team with Fred Hoiberg, but I do think that he could have coached the team, just like Jimmy Butler was saying, like, hey, you got to coach us harder than this. Like, what's going on? You're a little too soft, So I do think that Hoiberg could have done a better job. But yeah, but the Bulls didn't surround him with the players that fit his coaching style. They just didn't, for some odd reason. And kind of the same thing with Billy Donovan. Same thing with him, and that puts this coach in a tough situation, because it's like, okay, you want to coach the team, and you have an idea of how you want your team to be ran in regards to, how you go out there and play the game, but the players that the GM is trading for, drafting, and things like that, they're not fitting your coaching style, which doesn't make any sense. So again, you hear, and you hear, well, he did actually say this, what I'm about to say. Michael Reinsdorf, he did come out with a statement saying that, I'm paraphrasing, he did come out saying that he wants to, whoever the new GM is going to be, he wants them to basically be in agreement with Billy Donovan as the head coach. Now, I understand the loyalty part of it. You want to be committed to the coach that's currently the coach right now, because you're not talking about firing him or anything. I believe Billy Donovan just signed an extension either last year or this past summer. So it's not, So I get it. You want to be committed. You want to be respectful towards Billy Donovan and things like that. But I don't think business-wise, I don't think that it's really tactful. If you're going to have, since you're obviously going to have a new GM coming in, you're going to have somebody coming in that's going to replace Arturas Karnisovas as well. You want to be able to give them a clean slate to work with. You want them to come in with the mindset of, okay, I'm managing the Bulls now. I'm the GM of the Bulls now. Who do I envision as coaching this team to bring this vision to life? So by saying that, you're basically low-key telling whoever's going to take over as GM and take over Arturas Karnisovas' spot, you're basically low-key telling them, like, hey, do what I say or else. Kind of, that's kind of the vibe that you're giving, or at least that's how I took it. That's how a lot of people took it. And I don't agree with that either. I think that you should just let them do what they're going to do. So if they're going to release Billy Donovan, hey, it is what it is. I hope the best for him. I think that would be the best move. Not that I dislike Billy Donovan or anything like that, but it's just, I think it just kind of comes with the territory. You make all of these changes. You trade all these players. You get rid of Arturas Karnisovas. You get rid of the GM, Mark Eversley. I mean, typically, the coach is going to come next. I don't know why you would keep the coach in that type of situation, because it's not like he has it's not like a lot of the players on the team have been coached under Billy Donovan for 3+ years or something like that. I mean, Patrick Williams has been on the team under Billy Donovan for 4 or 5 years. Who else? It's not that many players. Bazelis, he just finished his second season. Giddey, this is just his second season with him. Who am I missing here? And a few other players. It's only like their first or second season under Coach Billy Donovan. So it's not like they have this super deep relationship, this super deep experience with Billy Donovan. I just don't understand that. Now, if he was the coach for, well, he was the coach for 6. He has been our coach for like the last 6-7 years. But I can see if we still had most of our team intact, if we didn't make all the trades that we made during the season, I can see how the Bulls would be saying that. But even then, though, it's still not that tactful, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But anyway, getting back to this, the Bulls, they should just have a clean slate all throughout. Just, get a new coach and just start all over. One thing I can say about this Bulls team, I mean, despite all the changes that happened during the season, all the ups and downs, trading like half the roster, to still win 31 games, that's amazing. Because if you go back and look at my previous videos, especially during the summer, where I was talking about, okay, how many games do I think the Bulls are going to win? If I'm not mistaken, I think I said between 37 and like 45. And that's with the full squad that we had before all the trades and things like that. So to still come out of this season with 31 wins, that does say a lot about the team, because they could have just, I mean, I know we did lose, what was that, 11 games in a row? But this could have easily just been a complete just disaster of a season. I'm talking like less than 20 wins type season, but it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't expecting the trades that we did. I believe that we would have been in the play-in, had we not made all of those trades. So Bulls get a clean slate. Let's see what this new management can do, whoever it's going to be. I hope whoever it is, I hope that they can do a much better job than Eversley and Karnisovas, because that it started off well, but it didn't end well. So let's see what the Bulls do. Again, hopefully they can move up from pick number 9 and get into that top 2 somehow. I mean, I believe they have a 4% chance at the number 1 pick. So, but at the very least, we know the Bulls will be picking at number 9 and at number 15, and let's just say that those are the picks that they get, 9 and 15. They're not bad. 2026. This is supposed to be a pretty strong draft. It's supposed to be a pretty deep draft. So I think at minimal, assuming that the Bulls may be picking at number 9 and number 15, I think at minimal that the Bulls will end up with at least 2 solid pieces to build around going forward in the future. So these 2 players that they'll draft, again, assuming that they may be number 9 and number 15, maybe they're not star players. Maybe they never will be star players, but they may be great contributors to a contending Chicago Bulls team in the future. Maybe great bench players, maybe great starters. So it's a start. And it's definitely a time thing. It's definitely going to take some. It's going to take some years to really see the fruits of what's going on here. Um, yeah, so we'll see what ends up happening. I don't think Billy Donovan is going to be the next. I don't think he's going to be the coach going forward. I think either he's going to step. I think it's highly likely that he's just going to step away on his own. Uh, I'm assuming that there's other NBA teams out there who have interest in him. The last thing that I heard about that was that Orlando was possibly interested in him. So I can definitely see that happening. I don't think that the Bulls will just get rid of him and fire him. I can't really see that happening. But I mean, hey, you never know. But I think that Billy Donovan is just gonna I think he's gonna step away. Not from coaching, but I think he's just gonna step away from the Bulls, and I think he's gonna decide to either go back to college and coach a team in college somewhere, or remain in the NBA. Maybe he'll coach the Orlando Magic or some other team. But I can't see him coaching a team that is in a total rebuild. I don't think that he's that type of coach. I don't think that that's even something that he wants to do. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he was quoted some years ago as saying that that's not his ideal situation to be in a full rebuild. Billy Donovan comes off to me as more so of either a college coach, which is fantastic. He's a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Fame coach with his college experience, which is fantastic. But with the NBA, I think that if you have a roster already built and they're in playoff contention, just like the Bulls were, I think that's his ideal situation. Kind of get you over that hump of being a mediocre team, winning 30, 35 games, getting you over that hump, maybe getting you 10 to 12 more wins than you would usually have, getting you into the play-in, or getting you into that top 6, so you can just be in the playoffs without having to play in the play-in. So I think that's the type of coach Billy Donovan is. Again, I think that this Chicago Bulls team needs a hard-nosed coach, especially to grow the younger players. And there's no disrespect to the younger players. Like, hey, no, you need somebody hard-nosed to tell you what to do, push you around, boss you around, and stuff like that. I don't want to come off like that, but it's just, again, when I look at historically, the Chicago Bulls, this is a franchise. When I look at them, that's what I see. Whenever we have a coach like that, that's when we're the most successful. And players, I see interviews from time to time on YouTube and on other social media platforms. A lot of players, they didn't like Scott Skiles. A lot of players have a lot to say about Tom Thibodeau as well. I don't see anything negative about Tom Thibodeau. I know that, what's his name? Mikal Bridges on New York Knicks last year. I guess he had some disagreement in regards to how hard he was playing his main starters, playing them heavy minutes and things like that. And that was a complaint when Thibs was the coach of the coach of the Bulls. He'd be giving Luol Deng 45 minutes a game, Derrick Rose 40 minutes a game, Joakim Noah playing full game. Basically, just playing the starters the full game almost. So that's what he was known for in Chicago too. But with Scott Skiles, he was successful with the Bulls in regards to coaching, but it just doesn't seem like a lot of people really clicked with him. I think that he somehow got the most out of a lot of his players, but I think that he did it kind of by rubbing them the wrong way, you know. So based on the interviews that I see. So, but then Phil Jackson, one of the great coaches of all time, if not the greatest coach of all time, you know, highly philosophical, no nonsense. So yeah, historically, those are the types of coaches that the Chicago Bulls thrive under for whatever reason. So in my opinion, the Bulls need somebody like that. Like, do they need somebody that's gonna just come in and just let the players just run all over them, run and gun, shoot 1,000 threes a game, and just do whatever? I mean, it may be fun basketball. It may be fun to watch that. Alley-oops and fast breaks and then 53s a game and stuff like that, and halfway playing defense, lackadaisical defense. But, you know, it can be fun to watch. It can be entertaining. I get it. You know, the NBA is a business at the end of the day. But in regards to winning, in regards to being a successful franchise, in regards to having a satisfied fan base and things like that, you really want to get a coach in there that has almost like a no nonsense approach. You know, not saying that they have to be really mean or super stern or impersonable and things like that, but just when it comes to the game of basketball, like, hey, no nonsense, just like Thibs used to do. Hey, if somebody's hurt, next man up. You know, if we're paying Carlos Boozer top money, you know, but he's not producing what he should be producing. All right, go to the bench. I don't care if we're paying you X amount of dollars per year, or you're on this type of contract, which usually means that, okay, we should be playing you at least 30 plus minutes and you should be starting every game. Like, no, we're going to look at your production. We're going to look at what are you doing? What are you doing when you're on the court? What are you doing in practice? Um, how are you helping this team win? Are you playing defense? Are you playing both ends of the court? You know, the Bulls, they seem to thrive under that type of leadership, under that type of coaching. And I hope that whoever this next coach is going to be, because again, I'm assuming that Billy Donovan is not going to be there. And he doesn't really strike me as that type of coach. Maybe he is, I don't know, but he really doesn't strike me as that type of coach, as like a no nonsense type guy. But yeah, the Bulls were really, I think that they would really benefit, especially since they're going to be younger. They're going to be having a lot of draft picks, at least for the next couple of years here. I think that they need that type of coach, you know. Me personally, I think if they did rehire Thibs, I think it would be great. I mean, I could see how a lot of people would disagree with that and possibly not like that move and things like that. But I think that that would be a great move by the Chicago Bulls. I think it would be, bring them back. You know, that's my opinion, because at least you know what you're getting. You know what type of you know what type of coach is going to be leading your team. You know what he's going to expect from the players, and you'll know that um, the players are going to be out there giving it their all, because you know Tibbs don't play around like that. So that's my take on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Feel free to chime in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's been a while since I posted. I know I keep saying I'm going to try to be more consistent. It's easier said than done, but I really am going to try to put a good effort into being more consistent with this podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. See Red, let's go Bulls. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Peace out. Have a great weekend.